Sunday morning, this blaze will be for the mass. We seated attentive to the 2-minute warning, then bury our heads in the grass. And there'll be no way out, and there'll be no way out. And through the doorway, we stumble about. If being caught in the wind brings us closer together, it's a wonder that we're ever alone. Look down at the screen to discover the weather, then bury our heads in the phone. And there'll be no way out, and there'll be no way out. And through the doorway, we stumble about. Oh, stumble about. When we look for the fame and the power and money, well, it's hidden in invisible hands. We dream on the beach now, so isn't it funny that we buried our heads in the sands? And there'll be no way out, and there'll be no way out. And through the doorway, stumble about. And there'll be no way out, and there'll be no way out. And through the doorway, we stumble about. Oh, stumble about.
Welcome to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, episode 88. I'm Mark Sargent, and with us, soon to be with us, is the indisputable, the incomparable, and soon to be exposed host of your show, Patricia Steere.
Fully debunked, fully exposed, 100%.
Oh, you're shelltastic all over the place.
How are you, Mark?
I am good. How about you?
I'm great. It's episode number 88 of Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. And that was Bob Rylett, and it's called Stumble and Fall. And he's a Canadian singer-songwriter. And that song is on YouTube. You can hear it there. And the imagery is fantastic. It's all flat Earth and Apollo and no way out, what I would imagine of no way out unless we connect, and no way out of the dome or plasma or water or whatever it is we've got up there as we try to figure it out. So today's the show that I'm going to do what I haven't done yet. And no, it's not that. What it is it's the show where they read all the emails. And I've got them right here. And the ones that my cats didn't chew. Do you see what we got here?
Doing
That's a lot of emails.
That's old school. You're printing out all the emails.
Yes, I don't know why I do that.
I know why you're doing it. It's because you're using like 36-point font and you can't see it unless it's that big, right?
Well, there's that. No, actually, I'm going to put my glasses on now. But I don't know why. I just don't. What do? You read yours off of an
I couldn't. Well, no. I read them off the monitor that's right in front of me right now. But what I do is, because it takes a while to access them, like when you try to open up an email, if the email service is kind of sketchy, you don't know what to do. So I cut and paste all the text into a Word document. And so I have all of them in just one big Word document for the show. And then I increase the font because my monitor is way far away and I don't want to like lean forward. And although it's a radio show, but who would care, right? Anyway, then I just read them from there.
Very smart. But I can't really do that because I'm doing a Google Hangout. Different than you, because when you do it on Strange World on TFR, it's not video. Right, exactly. No. Okay.
What, you have me like you have me filling up the whole screen?
When we talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need
By the way, we have a lot of
assistance.
Isn't it kind of amazing how many Canadians are involved in this proportionally?
Yes, it's insane how many Canadians are involved in this. Yeah. A lot of Floridians, A lot of people from the UK. Other than that, Colorado. A lot of people from Colorado.
Yeah.
A few from Texas. Enough anyway. That I've got my big event coming up on Friday, and you've got yours coming up on Friday. It's Pound Flat Earth Day. #, Hashtag Flat Earth Day.
Ooh, that doesn't date you.
It's the pound sign too.
It's the pound sign, people. The hashtag, they just rebranded the pound sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did they do that? Pound is easier.
It certainly is, but just it sounds like pound, beat or
like British
weights.
pound. I mean, pound, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever.
We don't know, but I bet somebody in Q&A knows.
Hey, hashtag dumb, okay?
Yeah, hashtag I don't care. Okay. The deal is that I'll tell about mine. Wednesday is the last day to RSVP, and today is Monday, April 18th, of the day of this recording. So you've got a couple more days. My event is this coming Friday, in April, the 22nd, which is Earth Day. So we've taken it back, and it's now Flat Earth Day, and people are getting together all over the plane and doing events. And Mark and I are kind of doing somewhat big ones, I guess. I mean, hey, other people may do bigger ones, but I haven't heard of them yet. Anyway, I'm providing free vegan food. It's a 5-course meal, and it's really nice. It's not just going to be twigs and salad leaves or something like that, lettuce leaves. And it's going to be in a beautiful outdoor patio with a little fire pit thing. And hopefully the weather will be fine, and we'll be all outside mixing and mingling. And if you want to go and you live in the area, or you can get to this area, I've got a couple of people flying in from out of state. The email address to just say you're coming so I can order the right amount of food is MISS, Steere, my last name, MissSteere@gmail.com. And I'm, I don't know how many people I'm expecting. Maybe 20 or something, I'm guessing. But people might bring a wife or a husband or friend. So I'm trying to gauge that as well. So maybe more. That's it. That's for the Houston, Texas one. And what about the one in the Seattle area, Mark?
The Seattle one, please do RSVP soon, because not because I'm doing a special menu or anything, but because the room only holds 30 people and we're at 23 right now. So that's after I get to 30, it's like, sorry, we can't take anymore though. In fact, I think even 30 is going to be pushing it. So if you want to come, there's going to be wonderful little prizes. I don't know if you're going to be reading email. I might show some of them what I'm going to do. And it's going to be at Arnie's Restaurant down in Edmonds, Washington. You can contact me directly at msargent23@comcast.net, or just take a look at one of the trailers that's on my channel. All the information will be there, the time, the address, the hotel I recommend, and I believe all your information is on your trailer as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Is the hotel you recommend the Dewdrop Inn or the No-Tell Motel?
No, it's not.
Just wondering.
No, it's Motel 6. No, it's not. It is a Best Western Harbor Inn, Best Western Plus Harbor Inn, which is right near the water. It's very nice, and it's literally, I think, 50 yards away from the restaurant. So if you're coming in from out of town, we've got quite a few people coming from out of town. We've got 2 from Canada, 1 from California, 1 from Oregon, 1 from Idaho, and I'm assuming the rest are from Washington. But it's a pretty interesting group so far. Pretty even mix, men and women, and 4 different couples. Mine
is top heavy on men at this point, but a woman just messaged today and said she was going to come. But the conspiracy world in general
is
yeah, I guess that sounded weird.
Yeah. Because if you do,
there's an operation to fix that. If you're a top heavy man,
you're hanging out with the wrong crowd. The also we should probably mention, because we said we would mention, unless you want to mention it.
You mention it because I don't remember what you're talking about.
Sure you do. The Los Angeles one.
Oh yes, let me put my glasses on because I've.
Here we go.
All right, I'll start telling while I put these things on. Can't get it by my.
I don't know why you don't wear glasses. You look great in glasses.
I don't need them except for close up.
Oh.
So far away, fine. They're not readers, they're prescription, and the top part is clear. I could leave them on all the time, but I don't know. Don't need to, so.
It's because you want to look extra fabulous. I know.
No. Glasses are annoying for those people who wear glasses all of the time. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And people have contacts, and those seem to be quite annoying too. Everybody I've ever met who has contacts is always doing something like, I got sand in my eye. Oh, I lost a contact. Oh, it's starting to sting. Oh, my eyes are drying out. And I thought to myself, I don't want contacts ever.
While she's looking for the email, I just wanted to mention real quick, some of the stuff I'm giving away, and I think Patricia is too, if she gets it in time, is being sent to us by Clay Critters. And what they do is they do refrigerator magnets. And I thought it was interesting because the back cover of it, look what they've got. Can you see that?
The flat earth magnet.
Flat earth magnet. They actually sell it in stock. And so I'll be giving away some flat earth magnets and some Seattle 2016 flat earth stuff. Yeah. And it's really, really cool. So thank you. Thank you. I won't read her letter on the air and embarrass her or anything, but her name is Rebecca from Indiana from Clay Critters. I didn't give her
really
last. Yeah. Yeah. So you won't be able to show yours off because it's probably in your mailbox right now.
Yes. Yes. I've got as well T-shirts, posters, Flat Earth Frisbee, a Flat Earth Clues book that Mark Sargent has put together, or somebody else put it together and you rubber stamped it. And some other things, whatever I can do. Oh, and I'm giving away a famous coffee places gift certificates because I wanted to make sure everybody had a prize. I won't name that famous coffee places name because, well,
yeah, everybody
imagine who it is.
Everybody that shows up at my thing as well will be getting something. You're not walking away empty-handed.
That's right.
Although the prizes vary.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Here it is. It's Aaron. I won't remember. I almost pulled a Mark Sargent and read his last name.
Why don't you want to tell his last name?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want his last name mentioned.
No, I'm pretty sure he does because if he's going to be doing the meetup, fine. All you don't have to say it. His name's Krieshok, Krieshok.
All right.
So feel free to stop by his house and, home invasion, something like that.
Yeah. Aaron, BYOR, bring your own rope. Aaron started an LA chapter of this sort of flat earth meetup thing that we're doing, flat earth mixers. And so somebody emailed me, a woman, and said, I'm looking for somebody in LA to do something with on Earth Day Friday. And somebody else emailed me from LA, which was Aaron, and said, I'm looking for somebody. And so I emailed them each other's emails, and then they met up and they really like each other a lot. And, they're going on and on. Anyway, the woman that he's meeting up with is named Sasha, not Sasha Orphan Red. Anyway, so Aaron writes, first of all, thank you for connecting me and Sasha. She will be a powerful ally in the Flat Earth movement here in LA. I went ahead and created a meetup, which you should have received an invite to, but I'll include the link below in case you didn't get it. I was hoping you could announce this meetup on one of your shows next week so we can spread the word as wide as possible. And it's meetup.com/itsflat if you want to check out the LA one. It's meetup.com/itsflat to join Aaron and Sasha. And also he's got something on his YouTube channel. So I'll look at what the channel name is in a minute. I have spaced out on that. Hold on.
His YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have.
I can tell you. Hang on. It's Flat It Is. So
okay, Flat It Is.
FLAT_IT_IS. Heck, I can give out his email address if you really want.
If you're an LA Flat Earther, that's where to go. Go to that channel, Flat It Is, or the link that I just said to go and join them on Friday, or for just hook up with them anyway and get in touch even if you can't make it Friday. Because the way we're going to probably do this is we're going to have ongoing events of different sorts. They won't always be in restaurants. Who knows? Meet up for coffee, maybe. Who knows what people are going to do? Yeah. But it's nice to get in touch with others.
Yeah, and this will be a great opportunity for anyone that comes, especially to mine. I'm encouraging you to make contacts, get your contact information, exchange pictures and movies, and hopefully it'll be inspiring for people to just keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice sometimes to know people outside of, if you've got a family member who's on your side, because you know how it is when you're a flat earther. Yeah. You are living in a bubble sometimes with nobody who's a flat earther, aside from people that you see online. And we all feel like we know the people we see online, but isn't it great to actually sit next to somebody and have a drink or have a chat, have something to eat? Yeah, why not?
And I'll have at least, besides me, I'll have 3 other people that have made quite a few flat earth videos, like Robin Poe, she'll be there. Sasha Cullen, otherwise known as Orphan Red, will be there. And JL Forbes.
Wow.
Will also be there. I know. How fun is that?
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we read these emails?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
You know how they have all these videos these days, especially younger people are doing like so-and-so reacts to something.
Yeah.
You're going to be
So-and-so roast so-and-so.
You're going to be the reacts to.
Oh,
Mark
okay.
Sargent reacts to emails.
What? That's crazy. No way.
You're wearing your Langley, Washington shirt again.
I am wearing my Langley, Virginia shirt. Sorry, Langley, Washington. I know if they only see the top, they're going to think Langley, Virginia. You know,
and I saw some people going into deep conspiracy mode, thinking that meant that.
There we go. Langley, Whidbey Island. It's not Langley, Virginia. So there you go.
This one is from Peter. I won't read his last name. He says, people always told me that I have a very kind and gentle disposition, but your videos are pulling me toward a whole nother level. Don't tell the guys at the gym, but I've got tears of love and compassion in my eyes right now. Thanks. It's really nice. And that was in response to Nathan Oakley and Antonio Subarit's video that I was a part of called Mechanics of the Fourth Wall on Nathan Oakley 1980s channel. And it also featured Bob Xanadu from Globebusters. And it was just a really great group of people talking about things that are important to us. And some people felt it really hit them in the heart. So that was cool.
You should do the Letterman thing, throw them over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. There you go.
I hope I don't give myself a paper cut.
There you
Is that what Letterman did?
I think so. Or he threw him at the camera. Well, you can't throw him at the camera.
And it made a noise. They put a sound effect of glass cracking.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to throw the emails now. That's going to be my new thing.
That's your new thing?
Mm-hmm. That's probably not a good idea. But anyway. All right.
It's not a bad idea. It'll give the cats something to go after.
To chew on. Bob Rylett, who performed the song that I opened the show with, and in the description box of this video, I did put a link to his song, and you can go and see his channel. He did write me a message that said, I just wanted to say hello and thank you for your work and grace. I know the community can be bumpy with folks talking about shills and other derogatory things. I believe everyone is doing their best to learn and share, and I consider one of you of the gentlest voices out here. Please give my best to Mark and the gang.
Oh.
He says the video, oh wait, I forgot. He says the video that he made was inspired by everybody in the flat earth world. So like I said, link below to see the video that I played the audio of.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know if that's me to throw things like that.
It probably isn't. Go think of something else.
I should just burn them. No. That would be more me, right? This one here comes from a guy named Mark, who writes, it seems some people are really interested in DMT and ayahuasca, and I understand that more than most people. I have a Grateful Dead tattoo on my chest. I've done more psychedelics than most people I know combined, excluding Thomas, it says. Okay. I traveled with a chemist's brother and did several random substances just to test them out. I've been off psychs for decades now and only do herbal relief, and sadly still consume some alcohol, but haven't touched anything hard or even been tempted in so many moons. I've done mescaline at concerts and had great week-long trips. A Hopi shaman once told me you can do peyote and have a good time, or you can do peyote correctly and really talk to God. It's all about the intent, just like any other form of ritual. Jim Morrison of The Doors did peyote, as far as I've heard. He goes on to say that drugs really are a window into the unknown, and opening up those neural pathways allows us to see beyond, even after the substance has long been gone, because the pathway has been created. Drugs are a window, but they will only ever be a window nearer a true door. If you get caught up in it, you would waste your time staring out the window instead of opening the door. Once awakened, there is no drug experience that you cannot achieve within your own mind with no substance at all by opening the door instead of the window. And opening the door is much more rewarding, in my humble opinion. He signs off, love and light. And that probably is in reference to my video with Dan Falkenbach on my channel, and when we did talk about ayahuasca and all sorts of other substances. All right, this is from Jeff. He watched. No. He writes, I just watched Mechanics of the Fourth Wall, Social and Fluid Dynamics, which, like I said, is on Nathan Oakley 1980s channel with Nathan and Antonio Subaritz, and I was a guest with Bob Xanadu. He continues, I wanted to give you some things to talk about. It starts with acknowledging that space is fluid. I believe that for some time now, because I believe that is what it says in Genesis. Now take it one step further. Everything in Genesis is exactly correct. Everything. If we want to understand day and night, we must look at Genesis. So something to consider.
Yeah. And again, Brian Mullen did a great video on what he thinks that what's up there may be fluid in nature, not necessarily water. and not like we know water. And so did Crow 777, which I consider even more significant because that guy's been staring through a telescope for a long time. And it's like, holy smokes, this makes sense because the lunar wave.
Yes. And the word wave, maybe it was there all along right in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Crow's on the beach and you can hear the sound of waves lapping in. And he's talking about that maybe it's water or some liquid up there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because of as the waves come in, he's the lunar wave guy. So
yeah.
Up next, this is from Pete. I wonder if the world's governments are so concerned about global warming because if Antarctica melts, there will be nothing to keep us from reaching the edge/dome of the Earth. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And he also says here, I know it doesn't seem humanly possible, but you seem just as lovely on the inside as you are on the outside. Yikes, maybe you are a reptilian.
That has not been confirmed yet. So
yes, always one in the crowd. Now my cats are chewing the emails.
Oh, good.
So you'll be enjoying a nice sound if you can hear it of ripping. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can't hear it.
That's Greer there.
Or it's your little reptilines.
I've got a piece of hair that keeps falling over my eye. That's quite annoying.
No, it's annoying to you. It looks great though.
It's giving me that one eye thing, and then I'll get that.
Well, yeah, but you're not doing it deliberately. Unless you want
to. Oh, that's not an email. It's from my landlord.
They did that. They did that. Nice. They did that for the 40s. Women did that in the 40s a lot.
Yes, one eye. I used to have a hairstyle where one eye would go, where hair would go over one eye.
Yeah. Well, I remember that one picture of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on my Facebook. It's from a long time ago. A long time ago. Do you hear that? I mean, she just shreds it into the tiniest pieces. I don't get it.
I know. I had a cat years. Well, it was my parents' cat years and years ago. And I was super young. Her name was Snowflake, and my sister and I. This was before, when there was only 3 channels on television. And my sister and I would take one single sheet of newspaper. She would be laying on the bed and drape it over the top of her, and then kind of tap the center with our fingers a little bit. And all of a sudden, you'd see this claw just punch through it, right? And then she would slowly just suck the whole paper in, like the house that was destroyed in Poltergeist, just until finally it was just this mass of confetti. And then we clean it all up and take another piece of newspaper. We do like 2 or 3 times. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah, Bitsy does not do that though.
If there ever needs to be a ticker tape parade, anybody just email me because I've got a lot of paper over here you could use for the parade.
Nice.
Okay, and actually she might have hamster because hamsters tear stuff like that too. This one comes from Vic, who says, I started back vegan this morning. It's your fault. And the fact that I am envisioning a feline named Rory getting all up in my business if I don't go vegan. Thank you. I did this 2 years back and loved it. And now I'm going all the way. So that's
you
cool.
Could say he was pussy whipped?
Ooh.
Oh, yes, he did. That's right.
Yes, that's right.
I can do a little play on words.
Okay, so Vic's going vegan, and he said Rory, he was picturing one of my cats getting mad because he wasn't vegan. My cats are all vegan. I mean, I guess you can only be vegan through intent. Let's just say they're on a plant-based diet. That's better. All right, there's another email for Greer to chew. I hope this paper is completely all plant-based.
I'm sure it is.
There's
probably very little meat in that paper. I saw that from the Simpsons when they were grinding up the gym mats to put in their hamburgers. And they're going, right. Very little meat in these gym mats.
Well, they did have the same thing that's in yoga mats in the bread at a very famous restaurant that sells sub sandwiches. Do you remember that news story a couple of years back? Yeah, it was in the dough. It was the same substance that was in the dough that goes into a mainstream sub sandwich place's sandwiches.
Interesting.
Yeah, they fixed it. They don't do that anymore. But the fact that they did tells you a lot about don't eat at mainstream restaurants, chain restaurants like that, because you don't know what they've got, what they put in the food. Yeah. Something cheap and something nasty and something poisonous that will probably make you very ill and have to get pharmaceutical drugs and get involved in the system.
A restaurant which I really liked, I found out they switched from olive oil to canola oil. And I had to actually do research because I didn't know much about canola oil. That's a horrible, horrible thing. canola oil. Do you know much about canola oil?
No, I don't. I'm trying
It's
to fix this hair
it
over one
is it is from and some people are nutritionists are probably going to butcher me for this, but I got to throw it out there real quick. It is from the reason why they use it is just so incredibly cheap. It is from rapeseed oil. RAPE, rapeseed
but that's
oil.
not bad.
Well, no, it's not. It's not. But that oil, that the raw rapeseed oil is, you can't really use. It has a certain smell to it. So they process it with petroleum products.
Oh, wow.
I know. And that's the only way you could make it is through petroleum products. And a guy who's now is working for Monsanto, he was Canadian when he came up with the idea. Hence the name canola oil, Canadian oil. It all comes from there. And
I just found something on it.
Super cheap. It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, canola oil called both the world's healthiest cooking oil and a poison.
Yeah.
Much misunderstanding about it. It comes from, like you said, specially bred variety of rapeseed, which is a yellow flowering plant in the cabbage family. Like you said, Canadian scientists developed in the 70s.
Yeah.
And it's Canada and ola, meaning oil. Now, here's the thing about it being toxic. It says the confusion involves erucic acid, which is a substance in traditional rapeseed that's been linked with structural changes in heart tissues and other problems in animals. Now, here's this. Isn't canola oil used industrially? It says, yes, but that doesn't mean it's dangerous to consume. And
you want to know who's writing this? Was this from Wiki?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah.
No, it's from berkeley-wellness.com, and they're like,
All right, I'll give them.
Cool. So I think that there's lots of information on canola oil. I think I always heard that it was good.
But the thing is, nobody knew what it was made from. Everyone was like, oh, it's corn oil, it's vegetable oil, it's something. But
it is a plant, at least. So.
It is, but nobody knew it was made from rapeseed.
Yeah, but I don't know about that petroleum part you said. I'm hoping that's not true, and I didn't find anything in that article.
I can find it.
More study.
Yeah. But anyway, the point is, it's dirt cheap.
Right.
And that's why some people use it. I mean, it's probably the cheapest oil out there.
So when you found out that the restaurant that you like switched from olive to canola oil, what did you do?
I said, yeah, I'm not going back there.
Oh, interesting.
Never. I just can't. I just couldn't. So.
Let's see. I have to get to the beginning of this email here. Wow. It's almost too much.
What font do you use?
Just whatever it defaults to.
Depends. If you get the breath for it, do a big one.
Ooh.
Or don't. Got to power through them eventually.
This is from Mark Rogers, who says I can use his name. Anything you want, my channel, anything. So his channel is his name. So here we go. By the way, veganism. I'm going to stop covering my face. I am the absolute last person who would ever have considered it. I loathe veggies, and I've been almost a pure carnivore all my life, not even close to omnivorous. I go through a buffet line, get all the meat dishes, and leave as many veggies when scooping my portions as possible, and pick out the meat once I get to the table, leaving the veggies when I go get a new plate. I was a steak and potatoes man, and keep the potatoes. Long story short, I've hated all foods for quite some time after supermarket secrets, GMO research, and PETA videos. Those did not make me a vegan, but made me really not eat anything at all unless I was starving. My stomach is way messed up anytime I eat processed foods and have a major digestive issue. Although I think those are mostly psychological, due to the fact that everything we eat in the States is pretty much poisonous and toxic. Lately, I've been doing a raw organic food diet, and I've noticed a significant change in my vibration level. Meditation and everything since has really amazed me. If I ever do consume meat, I immediately feel my vibration drop. So that's kind of interesting. So he's going with a raw diet, which at this point that's vegan. I don't think that includes raw diets. Don't necessitate raw meat. I had to look over here because my cats are climbing on the DVD.
I saw her.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think it was Rory, who's a guy.
Oh, Rory. Sorry.
He's a guy. He's a dude. He's cute. All right. I hear something bad happening. I might have to get up and make it stop. Make it stop. Hey, Rory. That kind of worked. Stop a moment. Oh, he's going to jump down. I think it did work. Training cats live on camera. Okay. Here we go. This is from Roland. I'm writing you because you responded. the first time I wrote you. Thank you for that. This is a bit long, but I hope it's worth your time. And I'm not going to read all of it. Regarding Gingerfest, you're very brave. I can't imagine the flack you'd get from that show. It was an excellent panel discussion. Sasha had insightful things to say. Chris talked about wanting children. Also, he says he would suggest potentially foster care and adoption. And that's it. He thinks that flat earth exception. Why do people acceptance? Why do some people accept the concept after a minute of thought while the others seem incapable of going there? He said it's a left brain, right brain thing. And he says if you want to learn more about this, there's a book about mindset called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck, Dweck. So
cool.
This from Brad, who writes, scientists claim the South Pole is much colder than the North Pole. NASA stated in the article, Which Pole is Colder, from a few years ago, that the mean temperature was 36 degrees colder in the winter at the South Pole. For summer, NASA said the difference was even bigger, with the South averaging 50 degrees colder. Why is the South colder, and why is the summer difference even bigger? Does it make sense? NASA glaciologist Robert Beinschadler explained in Scientific American magazine that the South's colder temperatures are partially explained by elevation, and that the South Pole is at 9,000 feet and the North is only about a foot above sea level. As the naked scientists explain, higher elevations are colder because there is less air and air molecules spread out more. When the air molecules spread out, they lose some of their heat. I agree with this logic. However, the South is at a higher elevation year-round. Elevation does not explain why the summer differences at the poles would be bigger than the winter differences in temperatures. And he also adds that congratulations to you and Mark with your network getting going. And I definitely am going to be interested in that. So thank you, Brad, for writing that.
Cool.
All right.
I'd like to respond more passionately, but you got to read something.
Yeah.
Did you read anything controversial? You got any hate mail?
No, I haven't. I mean, there's plenty of hate videos out there about me, but I don't get emails from those people.
Patricia, I hate you so much. I'm coming over there to strangle you.
Oh my gosh, I hope not.
No?
No.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm resending this email. I hope you were able to read it. I write slower than you interview people. LOL. Interview number 70, Marty Leeds. He's in Oregon, about 50 miles south of the person who wrote this, named Roland. And that was good to learn. He talks about psychopaths. Well, if you make it toward the end of this email, I conclude with the end result of untreated attachment disorder. Attachment is social connectivity. Lack is lack. Psychopathic behavior is just conscienceless, egocentric. They lack empathy and feel no remorse. However, this is not enough to make a scary individual. Many are just unscrupulous business folk, the used car salesman type. A sociopath takes one big step forward, one dangerous, destructive step. These folks are psychopaths with a liberal sprinkling of antisocial behavior. Antisocial is not being introverted. It is actively destroying social values and connections. These folks take pleasure from hurting others. And I think what he's referring to is all the drama that goes on.
David Weiss, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. In Flat Earth, where people are purposely trying to hurt each other. Okay. Up next. This is from RC, who writes, hey, I think you're great, and I'm new to YouTube, so I'm still learning the trolls. Learning the trolls. Maybe you meant learning the rules.
Actually, learning the trolls is a good play.
Yeah, you need to learn the trolls. But the thing is that they rotate and they change their names. Sometimes they'll even use your name. And you're like, why is there a channel with my channel name and my picture on it that's not me with one subscriber? Oh, I see why. Look what they said.
Dude, why are you trolling my channel? That's so uncool. Yeah, that's not me.
It'd be good if the trolls make a channel with a YouTube user's name and then troll their own channel. That'd be funny. Don't do it, though. I hope I didn't give them an idea.
Nice.
Anyway, here it is. I have some advice, and maybe the movement could move a little better if people group into specialties and work on that area and compile the info as a group. People could, of course, join more than one group. Some groups are going to be stronger than others. Some occupations already know Flat Earth, as Mark's pointed out. Also, any press is good press, but expect this to not stay nice. People that are using their real names and faces are putting themselves at risk. Oh, I know firsthand this is dangerous business. Even sending an email sometimes depends on what you say. Also, I think people need to be out there trolling the Nessa videos. I'm seeing more of this now, but again, I'm new. Also, someone needs to have a backup video network for when YouTube finally drops the hammer. It's only a matter of time. Interesting. With some of those things, I'm hoping things won't get violent. And maybe there's two schools of thought. By putting your face and your real name out there, as you and I have, Mark, and many others, is it more dangerous for us or less dangerous?
Judgment call. People get angry, but they don't get necessarily angry at us. They get angry at the idea. I've gotten a couple voicemails and emails, not very many. Who said, "Oh, you're stupid, you're retarded, blah blah blah." But I have nobody even close to saying, I'm going to come over there and beat you with a lead pipe, anything like that. Because it's not us. We're just the messengers.
Right.
In this case, the idea, you can hate the idea, but they don't hate the idea because it offends them in a very personal level. It's changing their world, and people don't like their reality to be messed with.
I'm okay with my reality being messed with. Aren't you? I know.
Oh, of course. And they get over it pretty quick. They once they realize, like, dude, why are you kind of like, do you remember Grosse Point Blank? Did you watch that movie? John Cusack?
I did, a long time ago. I like John Cusack.
He where he got confronted by the troublemaker at the end. He's going, "Who are you mad at, man? Who are you mad at? Because it's not me. There is no us. So who are you mad at?" And that's really, kind of deep, right?
It is deep.
Yeah.
Next up from John, who writes, "Hello, Miss Steere. I'm John from Quebec, Canada. Canada again.
Canada.
I love your show. Please be indulgent about my poor English. I'm a 90% flat earther who is looking for the truth like all of us. I love the fact that the Flat Earth Society is open to new ideas because we're not sure yet about a lot of things, right? My points are, with all the proof about the existence of UFOs and aliens, and the fact that I myself saw a flying saucer with my own eyes when I was young in the 70s, it's really hard for me to discard this reality. What if space is real, but we need the science of teleportation to get in and out of the dome? What if God is not magic, but a scientist, or more than one, and didn't create all of us like him in his image? You see the earth and all the creation is so well done, only science could create that, or not? I'm not religious. I don't believe in magic, and I think we can't be the only civilization existing. What if our creators were human scientists and artists from another world, and they came back sometimes to see their children and their creations? Science and art could explain a lot of things in nature, like the zebra, for example, the ostrich, or the whistling of birds, and so much more. Who knows? Love from Quebec. Keep up the good work. I'd love to know what you and Mark think about this. And please say thanks to Mark. He's the one who woke me up last year."
Yodder hey. No, he's got some great ideas and some great concepts. We won't know until this thing goes into its next phase, which I firmly think it'll be some sort of event. Something's coming.
Everyone says so.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he'll be ready. That's for sure. And you're very welcome for me waking you up. Hopefully you didn't listen to me in your sleep, because that gets a little weird.
I have this email here. I just want to show that they put it in a very large font. I didn't. I don't know how that works, but
and all caps.
That way. Yeah, I'm like, thank you. I like that. I don't even need these glasses. Anyway, this person whose first name is Asunta writes, "So I am new to this flat earth, as I'm seeing someone who introduced it to me. How nice is that? Boyfriend or girlfriend or something introduced them to flat earth and they're interested in it. That's really cool. Anyway, I'm seeing someone who introduced it to me, and we have a little bit of a bet going about Mr. Mark Sargent and yourself. Now, me being a girl, I understand if you don't want to tell or say. But I think, and from what I have seen and watched, that Mark really likes you, and you feel the same, which I think is great. The person that I am seeing for me is a bit of an odd case, but we're good together when we see each other. I just wanted to say I hope that you're happy, because everyone deserves to be happy. And I love your hair, and I love your shows. Keep up the good work. Show number 80 is the best that I've seen in a while." That's cool.
Patricia, she's all right. I mean, I kind of...
That was a cute one.
I go through the shows, but
yeah,
it's kind of a trial.
You have a vomit bag that you'd stolen from the airlines right by, just in case that time.
You're not easy to look at. That's for sure. Actually, you have some of the coolest hair I've ever seen. Most pliable hair I've ever seen.
It's giving me issues. I'm gonna maybe have to walk away and get a.
No, it looks great, unless it's really bothering you.
Well, it's making me play with it, which is, I don't like doing that.
You don't like playing with your hair?
Well,
yeah, you gotta learn how to lie better. Next email.
Next. Hi, I hope you're well. I'm sure you're inundated with communication, so I won't be surprised to not hear back from you. It's not expected. However, I'm enjoying your YouTube channel and listening to your thoughts about a variety of things. I haven't watched many yet, but since you have a radio background, I think you'll understand my next comment. Your voice is magical. You could read soup labels and I'd listen for hours. Anyway, I'm a conspiracy theorist with Flat Earth being my latest rabbit hole, so I support your efforts and will continue to watch, listen, and learn. The last radio gig I had was mostly news, but I did a show with a psychic and we discussed many existential, philosophical, and spiritual phenomenon, which were fun. That was on the West Coast. And my former morning show host is from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She's on a Dallas radio station now. Anyway, thanks for your ear. Mostly thanks for your voice. Few entice me to listen these days. Take care, be well, keep talking. And that's from somebody named Scott.
Cool.
A fellow radio person, even if I don't do radio anymore. All right, up next. This is from Daryl. Subject, quick response. He writes, Patricia, I was somewhat amazed to get such a quick response to the comment I left on one of your videos. You must have a room full of employees hidden behind your green screen background. Smiley face. I've watched every episode of Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes up to episode 77. And this email came to me in March. I'm that far behind. I have a hard time keeping up with you. A couple of times I've actually watched the most current episode, and then the next time I look, you've added 3 or 4 more. Once again, I see I have a few more to go to get caught up. It's great what you're doing. I've been turned on to so many different Flat Earth channels by watching your show. I've been fascinated by various conspiracies all my life, and last spring YouTube was continually offering to me Flat Earth, which I ignored with a roll of my eyes. But then one day in May, I heard Mark Sargent on Coast to Coast, and I've been totally engrossed in Flat Earth ever since. I taught in public schools for a while, high school biology and 8th grade general science. I encouraged my students to be inquisitive, to investigate, to think things through, and I'm now totally ashamed that I did not follow my own advice and simply passed on the heliocentric globe Earth programming that I'd received, or passed on the heliocentric globe Earth programming that I'd received. I feel for the people currently employed as teachers, some of whom may be discovering Flat Earth in their private time. What a predicament to be in. Should I tell the truth, or should I keep my job? And it goes on, and then says, your Flat Earth friend, Daryl Luck.
What,
he wrote a song as well.
Being a teacher?
Yeah.
Tell the truth? No, you have no choice. You have to, you got to keep your job. But privately, again, which is why I say it's like Flat Club, which is you got to size up, what are you going to lose? If you talk about this, don't lose your family and your spouse. I mean, yes, I know you want to tell people, but especially if you're a teacher, look, that's a no-brainer. Don't just because there's no way they're going to let you do it.
If somebody did it and they were a very good public speaker as well as a good teacher, they actually, when they're fired, could start awakening more people. It would have to be somebody who had the wherewithal financially to be able to survive after being fired, but they could go ahead and sue the school system. They could go on talk shows and speak about it, and it might help.
You've got to have somebody in the press world that's going to be able to champion your cause, because that would really, really help. Which is again why I think Sean McCrary, the Navy guy, had it covered. And she was, all right, you want to throw me out of the Navy for believing in flat Earth? You go right ahead. There'll be the Associated Press will just love something like this, because he'll pass the psychological profiles, and then they'll say, okay, you're not crazy, but you believe in flat Earth. So is he not crazy at that point? He's not. Yeah.
Next up here on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, episode number 88 with Mark Sargent and Patricia Steere is this. Dear Miss Steere, P.S. You can use my name if you want. Smile. I've been relatively new to the Flat Earth mindset, May 2015 or so. Boy, that's 2 people back to back who woke up in May. A little background. Retired professional driver in product development. I'm 56 years old. Realizing that we've been lied to all our lives is a pretty sobering thought. My first reaction to the famous video which shows the weather balloon with a camera was shocking, to say the least. My exact words were, quote, "Oh my God, we've been lied to all these years," unquote. That leads you down another rabbit hole of what else have we been lied to? Well, the further I look, the deeper the lies go. Layer after layers have been revealed. I used to believe everything like a spoon-fed baby, swallowing whatever was given to me and believing everything told. Now I test everything and believe absolutely nothing the mainstream media or NASA, JPL, or any of the other mouthpieces of the powers of enslavement say. Just wanted to join you, Mark Sargent, and the rest of the Flat Earth community. I joined Google Hangouts in hopes of joining your show. Couldn't find you. Please send a reply link. By the way, Houston is where my 2 sons live and grandson. I used to live down there too until my dad became terminally ill in 2010. Then I moved back to Iowa to try to mend a few things. Didn't work out well. He died. I stayed here. I am here for the time being. God bless. Keep up the good work. You and Mark Sargent have excellent chemistry together. One plays off the other.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice. Do you have anything that you can talk about? I know you do. You can always talk about something. But I have to actually take a pin for my hair because I actually can't see. So it's very annoying. So
okay.
Can you hold down the fort? Or is somebody told me, literally, this person I used to work with a long time ago didn't have, she spoke English as her first language, but she didn't know these sorts of phrases. She said, I'm going to leave. You hold down the fork. She literally said fork. So Mark, hold down the fork.
Yeah. Make like a tree and get out of here. All right.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right. So, what should I talk about? Oh yeah, my show for tomorrow. So on Strange World, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Now, normally it would be a mailbag show because I usually alternate subject matter expert and then mailbag. So, but what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I had 2 subject matter guys get a hold of me recently, and one of them happens to be a 32nd degree Mason who is also now a recent flat earther. And so he's going to come on the show. Granted, it's radio, so you're not going to see his face, but I don't think he's going to be anonymous. And he is going to go through how he got into flat earth and everything that he thinks the Masonic is tied to in some way, and even go through all the degrees on the Scottish Rite side as much as he can anyway. I don't know how much detail he's gonna give. He hasn't given me anything written, any notes to go off of, but he's gonna go all the way from degree 1 all the way through degree 32. So it should be very interesting. And then some sort of ethereal researcher is going to be the week after that. I'm going to read a really, really long statement from him because he's older and his hearing is not very good at all. So him wearing a microphone is just not gonna work out. So I'm going to read a long statement from him. But he was in the military and is quite adept with virtual reality. And a lot of, I don't know if we consider them black programs, but programs that deal with screwing up your perceptions deliberately with soldiers. And I thought that was very, very interesting. So those are the 2 shows I am going to be doing. And since Patricia still isn't back. Look
at this.
What?
Look at this. Just look at this. This is what my cats do.
Did you read that one yet?
Yeah, that was one of the ones I threw, trying to be all cocky and cool.
Got it.
Yeah. I heard what you said, though, because I have this earpiece in. I can hear everything.
Oh, okay.
And that sounds interesting, especially the Masonic one.
Yeah. He just called me. If you want to call it Providence, because I don't solicit. I don't call any of these people. They just keep calling me. And it's almost, you can almost set your watch to it, to where after I do a mailbag show, someone will call me like 2 days later and say, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm into this, this, and this. I'd like to go on your show and talk about flat earth. It's like, okay.
Will that go in the subject matter expert category? The subject matter being Masons?
Sure. Why not? I mean, because I remember I did a show which I had hidden for a while, and now I've made it unhidden on Perceptions. It was called A Masonic Flat Earth. Mm. And when Perceptions went off, I had killed them all. Well, I didn't kill them. I just hid them. And so now I've unhidden them. And you can check that out if you want. Look up on my channel. It's called A Masonic Flat Earth. And you'll get kind of a preview of what we're going to do tomorrow. Although this guy, I think, is going to be much more revealing than what I was talking about. I was really focusing on the tracing boards, and he's going to focus on a lot of different things. So should be interesting. Was not what I expected, and he's even. I hopefully he won't get into any trouble. He was asking me if I was going to get any trouble over this. I was like, "What? I'm not recruiting, for the Masons. But if somebody wants to know." I mean, I'm not one, never been one, and he's not going to recruit either. In fact, he may be leaving after this. We'll see.
Interesting, because people always tell us, well, my dad was a Mason or my uncle was a Mason, and they're really great people and they do community things. Yeah, we know all that. You had 2 grandfathers who were Masons, but they were, I would imagine, just the guy down at the lodge, right? Yeah.
The joke was from the Simpsons Stone Cutters episode, which was in most cases they just go down and get drunk and play ping pong. That's really, at the lower levels, what do you really know? It's only the generals that know the entire battle plans. So most Masons don't know anything. I mean, they're told certain things, but you don't know the nature of the war itself until you reach a certain level. And for that, you've got to be a 33rd with connections. So not just a 33rd, it'd be like a 33rd plus. So 33rd, and you got to be rubbing elbows with some high profile people.
There's a juniors women's, which would be teen women, fashion store that's popular and inexpensive, and it's all over the United States. And cat just jumped up. And even in the UK. Anyway, this store, I'm not going to name it, but I was trying to look at my niece's shopping list that she sent me to get her some stuff. And one of the things was a tank top that was red with a black trim on it, regular, nice, cute little tank top. And it had numbers on it, 33, big, like football style numbers. And I thought, why is this store making they didn't have other numbers. They just had that style, an orangey red shirt, black trim, and a big 33 on it. I thought, that's weird.
That is weird.
And she's not getting that one.
Ew.
I think it would be good if I bought it and wore it just on one of these shows and just acted totally normal. Like,
yeah, that would go over well because it worked so well for Matt.
Right, exactly. It's what I thought. I'm like, there's a female version of Matt's shirt actually for sale.
Yeah, even if Matt was joking, it's like, dude, there are certain things you just cannot do.
But there's people who don't even know what that means just walking around with that shirt on.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one from a guy here, and he's an artist. His picture. It says, I bet you haven't heard we're winning.
That's good.
It's cool, huh?
That's good. Who is that guy?
His name is George. And he says, Patricia, it's so great to hear from you. We're emailing back and forth. You won't believe this, but I was just sitting here working on this little flat earth piece thinking of you. I actually came up with this based on a specific attack video that was made about you. Anyway, it's got layered meaning, and I hope you like it. And so that's pretty cool.
Cool.
He has Instagram, and he's working on a conceptual piece about forgiving Max Egan. Interesting. The kind of forgiving that you do when you just move on.
Yep.
All right. We have a nice bitten email here. So I really can't read it because all the last words are cut off. So I'm going to say thank you to Steve. And I don't know what I can say.
My dog ate my homework.
I'd be delighted if you read my email on Monday's show. Sorry, Steve. It would be a great way of gauging reaction to the chew part. However, having reread the message, I feel that the personal stuff, chew part, I'm laying very low nowadays online, having had websites, social media, etc. since the interwebs. I've now closed them, chew part, except for the little YouTube channel I've got.
It's sad because Patricia actually read me this entire thing before the show, and it was
all the secrets,
heartfelt. It was
to everything about flat Earth.
It was touching.
Here's the part I can read. It wasn't chewed. It says, I believe flat Earth could attract many thousands of people. The fact that there is so much flat Earth music emerging as well means there would be many acts that would love to play, coupled with great alternative food, good local camping facilities, echo showers and toilets, flat Earth merchandise, live experiments, Q&A sessions, and a full flat Earth disco. That'd be pretty fun.
That reminds me, by the way, we shouldn't do this episode without at least mentioning and I can't remember her name. I got that great flat Earth, that track that was that
we can
song.
Play it next Monday.
Oh, I know, but I gotta mention her anyway, real quick. Which was her name was? It was called "Casting Off the Priests" by Sylvia.
Last name starts with the letter E.
Sylvia Bagge, B-A-G-G-E, Bagge.
Yes.
Hopefully it's Bagge.
That's great. Yeah, great. No, we can't play that because she's got all rights reserved and a bunch of other legal disclaimers on it. Unless I can contact her.
Great song, if you guys want. It's called "Casting Off the Priests," Flat Earth Reggae Jam. It's like almost 10 minutes, and it's really solid. It's not like a long, oh, please, why is it going on? It's a really good, make it stop. No, even though she sings the chorus about 187 times, it's really, really cool.
Up next, we've got something from a person who I'll reveal their name in a moment. Since you've been highlighting people's cats on your show, couple shows back, I was showing people's cats, and of course mine. I thought I'd try to obtain some equal time for us dog lovers. Attached is a picture of our dog, whose real name is DOG, but it's pronounced DOG. Dog is purebred, I can't even read it, Coton de Tillier, and a real sweetheart. He says DOG is quite popular with the bitches. He wrote it just like I said it. And look at this cute friend, flat friend.
Oh, that's nice.
That's Bob Xanadude's dog and Cammie's dog.
That's
and their
really,
son,
really nice.
Their son, Jaron. Not to be confused with Jaron Campanella of Flat Earth fame. Although their son, Jaron, participates in Flat Earth things too. This is from Futura. I'm not going to read the rest. Thanks so much for taking the time to reply. I can only imagine your inbox is a kaleidoscope of oddities on any given day. And so to get a reply was cool. Not quite as cool as the day Kate Bush rang me up to say how much she wanted to sing on the track I was producing and how much she loved my production. Now that was very cool. I got to work with somebody I really rate and respect. However, your response should be higher up there for me, as unlike you Flat Earth pioneers, Kate is only a musical artiste, and her work, despite resonating with millions worldwide, will never change the world or our perception of it. You guys are doing that, and therefore deserve way more respect than any of us musical artists. I don't think so. I think we're all doing whatever we can do. But anyway, your idea of a Flat Earth gathering is a great one, though. I believe you should go for a full flat-on flat fest on a piece of land, possibly by the sea, live curvature experiments, with all of the main players as speakers. So that's a really good idea, something that you and I have already talked about, Mark, and something that we plan to do in the future once our Flat Earth, we've been calling it the network, we'll just call it that now to save time once we get that going. And as I had mentioned in our last show, we're still doing that. We've changed a bunch of things about it to make it even better and cooler and more inclusive. And we don't have enough information to actually talk about it yet. Nothing secret or hidden, but just like I'm saying, we need to get all the info. And then I'm going to have an actual show devoted to it with all of the people that are now going to be involved with it. It's really going to be a community thing.
Yes.
And then through that, then we might, after we get that established, do some sort of based off the network, a Flat Earth Flat Fest. That's a good name, Flat Fest, by the way. That is a good name. That. Let's see. That's going away. That's unrelated. Then we have this. There's a person whose first name is Malav. And for those who are involved with Google Hangouts, you may have seen this person in chat. I'm not going to mention the last name. And he wants me to mention nephews who are Tej Langendorfer and Nate Langendorfer. And Malav wanted to say hello to his two nephews. It meant a lot to him for me to do that. So I hope that the nephews the video will be shown to them. But Malav does this cool thing. He takes dollar bills and takes a pen, and anywhere he's going to eat, he leaves tips, Flat Earth tips, tipping with Flat Earth dollars. And I'll show you what he does. I printed out some pictures. These dollars that he says like different Flat Earthers' names. And hashtag Flat Earth.
In red pen.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah,
that's really,
could do
really
this.
Great. That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's some with my name on it, some with your name on it. It says, watch FEOHP on YouTube, watch Flat Earth Clues, I always say pound. Hashtag Flat Earth Day. Malav, this is so cool. So people count their tips. People are always touching and counting money. And the money's got, the pyramid symbol on it and the all-seeing eye, and there's a Moloch owl. Let's put something of actual value on this money. Flat Earth info. Anybody can do this. It's free. Let's do it. Let's do this thing.
That's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. It's using their money system against them.
Just writing on money. Why not?
Exactly. And I think it's actually illegal to deface money. That's why we should even do it more. Well,
yeah, but unless you're doing it in front of somebody, nobody's going to know.
Right.
So, yeah, I didn't do it. Those drugs weren't mine. I'm carrying them for a friend. What? I'm just saying. I thought that armed robbery was legal.
I thought it was just a social experiment to rob a bank with a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's another one from Hip MRC. Miss Steere, nearly every time I see something new from you, it is accompanied by another beautiful picture of someone who appears to be you in a spacesuit. Lovely picture. That begs the question, are you a real space woman? Is that you in the pic? Do you own that spacesuit? Are you the design person behind such artful creations? I find them well done and inspiring, and I mean really, thank you. And I will be sure to tell Daisy, his pet, what you say. Warm regards, Hip MRC. Yes, the space woman thing is my idea. Yes, that's my face in it. Yes, I came up with the idea to put my face inside the spacesuit, but the reality of it is that back in 1965, there was a model, very famous model like our supermodels we have today, and her name was Jean Shrimpton, and she posed in a magazine in 1965 called Harper's Bazaar. And that's, 65, the whole space thing was very much in the public's consciousness. And they got this spacesuit and did a fashion spread inside Harper's Bazaar, which is still is a woman's fashion magazine. And so it was her posing in the spacesuit. And it wasn't anything really promoting NASA or anything. It was just what they call editorial fashion shoot. That's when they show a model wearing all sorts of different clothes for like 4 pages in a scene, in a set, doing something in a scenario.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was it. And so I was trying to find a good channel logo and just was thinking, well, I don't want it to be something with the shape of the Earth in it because that's undetermined. I want something that jabs at NASA, but I want something that would be recognizable with me. And so I just was looking online like space woman, space suit, and bam, that image came up. And so with a little cut and paste, many people helped me do it, coming up with different versions, but the final version that we see now was put together by Orphan Red Sasha. So, and we made one for you, Mark, too. So.
Yes, I know. It's very, very cool.
So yeah, that's me in the spacesuit, but it's a Photoshop of me in the spacesuit. I was never in that spacesuit. I deny everything.
And I was not in the Russian spacesuit, nor did we have a daughter from Croatia.
How is our daughter in Croatia doing?
Hey, next what? Wait, I'm sorry. What was that? You were working on that next email, right?
Oh yes. Ree says, howdy, Patricia. I hope all's well in your neck of the woods. My flat Earth journey started in an odd way in January 2016. I wasn't looking for flat Earth, it found me. I was researching information about my son's recent diagnosis of CVID, common variable immunodeficiency disorder. If it's so common, I've never heard of it. That's odd. It doesn't sound good. But it's cool that she is doing her own research about diseases. That's what people should do. Anyway, she said she was debunking, she was looking at homeopathic remedies that were coming in from family and friends. And then she came across a comment on Facebook in a science group that homeopathic remedies and woo science falls into the same category as flat Earth. I sat there for a moment and thought, flat Earth? What? All it takes is the smallest of seeds to plant ideas. I couldn't shake that one tiny comment. It kept pestering my thoughts until I went to Google and typed in flat Earth. Lo and behold, thousands of web results followed, and I clicked on Eric Dubay. I'm not going to lie. I laughed at him. I laughed at the videos. I thought to myself, what foolishness. What a kook. I was so wrong for thinking that way about him. I'm a Christian, and I've been since I was a young teenager. Over the past few decades, I've studied my Bible and have always been fascinated with how the earth was described, past events and future prophecies. I had many questions plaguing my mind over the years because things just didn't line up because I lived on a globe. However, my faith was strong, and since the Bible said it, I accepted it and know in my heart that one day I'd have a clear answer. I never in my wildest dreams thought that some of the answers would show me that while I'm still on this earth. The earth is flat. My faith in my God confirms it, and the blinders have been removed. I tested the waters with my husband and some friends on this subject. Complete mockery. I'm cool with that. I actually expected it. So I took to YouTube like a new girl at school searching for friends, like-mindedness, and a community. I found you, Mark Sargent, Rob Skiba, and so many more. 2 weeks ago, I decided to speak to my son about flat Earth. He's 19, very smart, hardworking, skeptical, but polite. He took to it like a fish to water. He speaks to his friends who are between the ages of 18 and 23, and they all agree. How wonderful. He tried to speak to his father about it, but received a lot of resistance, just like me. I told him, that's okay. Be gentle. You're rocking his world from a globe to a pancake. I'd like to thank you for all that you do and your continued hard work for the pursuit of truth. Thank you, Ree.
It's excellent.
Yeah, that is excellent. So she was looking for homeopathic stuff for her son and found a flat earth comment, and then she's a flat earther.
Yeah.
Anything alternative thinking sorts of things will lead you to flat earth, and even science things might. That's why I think it's great when people do those truth bombs on NASA channels and science sites that are promoting the globe.
Yeah.
Who knows who could stumble upon them.
True.
Let's see. That is related to something else. Oh, we've got more from my love. More money. Money.
Well, he highlighted it and then did
this is highlighted.
Oh, wow.
This says defund NASA, flat earth clues, flat earth and other hot potatoes. Go to YouTube.
It's great.
It's really cool. All right. Shall we go to some Q&A questions? And then we can go back to email.
Whatever.
My hands are tired from holding things up.
Seriously?
Yes. Now, I do not know how to pronounce the name of this particular YouTuber's channel, and I've been told many times, but I'm really not good with things like that when I can't. You've got words like that, Mark. You've got a word that you hate saying, so you use another word to replace it, even if you're a fully intelligent person.
Nuclear.
What is that word?
Nuclear. Because the Americans completely butchered it when they shortened it to nuke with a K. And so the plural version of nuke with a K should be nuclear, N-U-K-U-L-A-R, and it is not. It is the original N-U-C-L-E-A-R. Of course, there's the other one I don't really like saying, not because of because it's more of a tongue twister for me, and that is specifically.
Specifically. That one I don't have a problem with.
Well, that's because your S's sound better than mine.
Sibilance.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that the name of the channel?
No. It's the last, here's the word, the last Melchizedek. That's not how you say it.
Here, give me the letters. Give me the letters.
Can you do one of those, MELCHIZEDEK. And you can get that play it out loud thing.
Melchizedek.
That's not how you say it. No.
How is it?
I don't know. You say it.
It's not like it's got a silent PH or K
he
or
even
X.
told me, and it sounds better. But anyway, whatever. Anyway, he says, yeah, and I say it all with
Melchizedek.
See, I feel
Melchizedek.
No, it's not it either.
You know who can pronounce this? I bet our daughter.
Yes,
she could do it.
Yes. Anyway, it's Hebrew Armenian, God Most High. That's kind of what it means. In Christianity, according to the Epistle to the Hebrews, Jesus Christ is identified as a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. So it's the last Melchizedek. Maybe that's how you say it. Maybe that's not how you say it. But please forgive me. Anyway, a good guy. And he writes, do you think that the fluid in space might actually just be the ether within which the plasma sun and moon could be floating?
Sure. But it seems to have some sort of water-like properties. But honestly, even our atmosphere, air, because I'm not supposed to say sphere anymore. Even the air that we're in has properties of water. If you look at time-lapse photography, that happens with clouds and large explosions. I mean, things ripple out because we're living in oxygen and nitrogen. So whatever's up there seems to be thicker than what we have down here. So is it actually water? Can you actually take a cup and drink it? Well, I probably wouldn't do that. but maybe it does have water-like properties. I remember I called this one a while back. I said, yes. Look, could it be?
Many people did. It was like on the tip of everyone's tongue. And that's why when the news came out, everyone went, yeah.
Could it be a heavy water or something that you would have that it would be almost, I think could be a heavy water, but we're not going to know for a while.
A bunch of people have corrected the pronunciation. Melchizedek, according to Melchizedek. Yes, I knew that it was not what I was saying, but close. Anyway, Bob Xanadude, thank you, and a couple other people as well. say that. And yeah, so does SWMPLVR. So thank you, Melchizedek. We have to remember that the key to saying the word Melchizedek is the word key. That's how you remember. Test me later, see if I remember. Okay.
All right, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Delta 9 writes, drink cool, refreshing bottled space water, fluoride free, ultra pure, NASA approved.
Maybe. Maybe.
In BPA plastic bottles.
That would make it a little tricky, though, as far as spacecraft, because spacecraft are notoriously light. Are used with notoriously light metals, and submarines, as you know, extremely heavy, very, very, the highest strength steel that is used for submarines, because you're dealing with a lot of pressure. So maybe that's a big conundrum, because there's no way you can send a submarine into space, but UFOs have been spotted underwater many, many times. Because they can go above and below, and pressure doesn't seem to affect them.
Like an old Volkswagen Bug.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really drive underwater, but I remember those old commercials when they would be in water.
Yeah.
Carl Brooks writes, Mark, did you see Kent Hovind's Debunking Flat Earth, and what are your thoughts on it? 3-part video series.
Yeah. Well, no, I was the one that saw it. I was the one that warned everybody, because that was Edric or Enrique. That was one of the guys that called. The guy in the cowboy hat, he was the guy that called me and said that he was one of, I will say this, at least he was honest about that, that he was part of the Kent Hovind ministry. And that he was using that. He was basically talking to every flat earther that was around, trying to figure out, and that Kent was going to try to see if flat earth was worth his time working it into his ministry. But he seemed to angle, it's like, oh yeah, Kent's he's on the fence. That was not the case at all. He was trying to come up with debunking information. He was on a fact-finding mission for Kent Hovind. And he was just calling. I talked to that guy for a couple hours on the phone. And he talked to other people. I don't know who else he got it. I remember he got a hold of Mr. Moot. And recorded that one, but yeah, I watched some of it. But once
I only watched some of it too.
Again, I think Kent is wrong trying to go after this thing. I don't know why, he's sticking so firmly to his guns on this, because he's becoming more and more in the minority. But whatever.
Either he really believes what he's saying, or they let him out of jail early if he were to not talk about flat earth. And he said to himself, my main focus in life is God, and I want to spend more time with my family. And so I will do that to be able to spend more time with my family, because he's not 18 years old anymore, to be able to be free and spend time with my family and then focus on God. So maybe that's what this is all about, or something along those lines.
Again, it's a one-off, because nobody's going to fall for that anymore. I mean, there's nobody other's ministries. It's going to, if anyone calls at this point, it's like, I don't care who you say you represent. Although he did say at one point, he was telling the truth about that. He goes, look, I could put you on the phone with him if you wanted to. And it turns out he probably could have.
The thing is that he's had plenty of time to research it if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And if you really research it, the conclusion is obvious.
Sending that kid on, I know I'm saying kids because I'm old. Saying him on the fact-finding mission probably wasn't your best move. One, he had very few followers. Two, his videos that he made out didn't get any traction whatsoever. So as a last-ditch effort, you bring him on your show. You bring him on the Kent Hovind show live and try to do what you can. But I would have lost. By the way, I wouldn't have worn the cowboy hat.
No, because everyone's calling him the cowboy guy.
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
is he a Kent Hovind video with the cowboy guy?
Not knocking the cowboy culture, not knocking in any way, shape, or form.
No,
but
I live in Houston, so
you do not wear cowboy hats to a debate, especially a science debate.
Next Monday, let's do a show wearing cowboy stuff.
Really? I don't know if I've got any cowboy hats. I gotta find one.
Yeah,
I don't think I own a cowboy. Oh, no, that's not true. I do have a cowboy hat, but
yes.
I can't wear it with the headset.
Oh well, you could show it or something.
All right.
Okay, that'll be Western theme. I don't know why. Sounds fun.
Really?
Okay.
Does it sound fun?
No, it doesn't sound fun at all, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Wait. Let's make a show where we actually drink vodka on air. Does that sound better than a Western theme show next Monday?
Where we actually drink? Yeah, maybe. But since I'm going to be drinking.
Wait, what if we wear Western hats or something, clothing on Monday, and drink alcohol. What about that for Monday? Does that sound fun?
Okay, I think
what about no?
You know, what about the next email?
Yeah. Oh gosh, look at this one. It's typed in all caps. Person I've never ever heard of before, and this person is called truthseeker.ltd. Says in all caps, Patricia said Orphan Red designed her profile image. How? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That would mean she knew Orphan Red when she first opened her YouTube channel. Then why did you interview her like you didn't know her when she came on the scene? Question mark, question mark, question mark. WTF? Question mark. All right.
Okay.
In the beginning, I used an icon from my channel trailer, or excuse me, my channel icon, which was a globe, a person with a globe on their head pushing a baby in a stroller, and the baby had a globe on its head. Yep. And then later I changed it, and I found the Gene Shrimpton in the NASA spacesuit, as I had said.
That's where the confusion, because a lot of people thought that was you.
Yeah, and I used the Gene Shrimpton logo for the longest time until we started talking about doing a logo for the Flat Earth Network, and then we started talking to Sasha, and then I posted on my Facebook and said, can anybody help me take the logo I'm currently using with the model's face in it, and then put my face in it.
Yeah, and Sasha is actually surprisingly good with Photoshop.
She's good with Photoshop and video editing. She has lots of edits in her videos. So
she was the one that made it for you, and then did one for me. But I don't really use that one because I was saving it for something else. Mm-hmm.
So the channel started off with a mother with a baby globes, and then went to the model, Gene Shrimpton, 1965 model in the spacesuit, and then later and more recently morphed to my face in the spacesuit.
Where the confusion is because that logo is fairly small. When it switched from Shrimpton to you, a lot of people didn't know what happened. Now, a lot of people, unless you're looking really closely, you didn't know. I mean, it was done well enough, and let's face it, your facial features, genetic lottery winner, were so close as far as your cheekbones and how the symmetry of your face lined up was so close to Shrimpton's. The only difference really was that she was wearing more makeup.
Yeah. In fact, it's funny because she right now is in her 70s and lives in the UK and is still a beautiful woman. Definitely still a beautiful woman.
Again, if you're, genetic lottery winner, you tend to hold it all the way.
She's a model most of the time.
I mean, look at Raquel Welch.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
she may have had a few nips and tucks or something, but nothing crazy or bizarre.
Well, yeah, but who cared? I mean, she held her own way. I mean, how old is she now? She's going to be 80.
Yeah, right? Something like that.
I mean, but every decade was just, she had one wonderful. So I'm mentioning that because you used that really obscure dance piece in the latest Houston Mixer trailer.
Right. And it may not be available on my channel if you're watching this later, because I'll have to, I might have it there still. But it's Raquel Welch dancing with this skimpy silver spacesuit on crazily in front of a Mexican modern art sculptures with two men on either side wearing these crazy silver outfits. Yeah, who are you and David Weiss, according to some comments on that video.
Yeah, I am not the best choreographer.
That was filmed in the 70s because Raquel Welch had a sitcom, like a sort of a Sonny and Cher, one of those old sitcom shows, but it was it had more art to it and beauty and glamour, of course.
Was that 70s or late 60s?
I don't know.
If it was 70s, it was early 70s.
Yeah, early 70s, and she was in her 30s.
Wow.
She looked fantastic.
She did.
So that's the answer to you, Mr. or Miss Truth Seeker Ltd. There is no conspiracy. There is no conspiracy about me, period. Just stop wasting your time or continue wasting your time. I don't care. It'll all end up the same with there's no conspiracy. And the person posted a few other times. Yeah, it's a few other times. I'm going to have to post it.
Or we're all in on it. All of us, we work in the same freaking building.
Yep, exactly. Look, I'm going to knock on the wall and Mark will knock back. Mark? See? We're in the same house. You're right. All along, everyone. Okay.
No. You have to do it at the same time. Ready? On the count of 3, 4 knocks. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, it didn't work, did it?
Probably not.
Most of my rings are in the way, and I'm like knocking on my rings.
See, we can't even fake that well.
No. And there's more. The same person's posted a bunch of different times. That's called trolling, by the way. That person doesn't really care about the spacesuit and what happened. And I just took my time feeding the troll, by the way.
Hey, when I'm talking, by the way, am I still in frame or should I?
Yeah, go down.
Is that better?
Yeah.
What's
Good,
down?
Yeah.
David Weiss asked me to do that, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's better. Christian Matemu writes, I find the Bible to be racist, as it condones slavery and the ill treatment of people of color. It also promotes a psychopathic God that condones animal and human sacrifice. I personally don't subscribe to the Bible's teaching or religious dogma. There's a lot to be said with what you said. I don't like the part about animal sacrifice, killing and eating animals. There are parts of the Bible that I love and appreciate. Anything involving any sort of rape or slavery or people being subjugated, of course, I don't like that. Nobody would like that. Some people say with the Bible, you take the good and leave the bad. So,
hey, that's the facts of life.
That's right.
That's also a line from Take the Good, the Facts of Life.
Facts of life. Exactly.
Of life. Who was in that, by the way? Who was the hunky young guy who was in his early 20s?
I don't remember.
George Clooney. He was the maintenance guy.
Wait a minute. George Clooney was the maintenance guy?
George Clooney was the maintenance guy.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't know that at all.
Then he jumped from that to ER, and then from ER to...
I remember him in ER.
Yeah.
You really know a lot about George Clooney, don't you?
Well, I follow certain Hollywood stars, both men and women. I follow both of them and see how their career...
Okay, so what women ones what female stars do you like?
Oh, too many to list.
Okay.
Too many to list. And I don't have a favorite. Really, that's like picking a favorite music piece or a favorite food. There's way too many great actresses out there.
Yeah.
So
I like Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton's way up there.
She's my favorite.
She's in my top 5. Mm-hmm. She's so unusual, and the roles she plays. Oh my God. Yes. Everything from the
children's
Angel
movies.
Yeah, to vampires, to angels, only lovers left alive. Wow, that's
great.
That's such a dark horse pick.
Yeah, love that one. Love that movie.
She's just wonderful. So when she won her Oscar, I was like, good. I hope she gets 6 more.
And she's unusual, and she's not part of the whole. She's not doing reality shows. She's not out there selling products. She's not involved in the. I mean, she is doing mainstream Hollywood and alternative movies, but she also does a lot of documentary voiceovers for very interesting and obscure things. So she's a little more on the arty side, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, she's great.
Ukadina Walker says squirt guns work great on naughty kitties. Yeah, I couldn't do that to them.
Yes, they do. No, it's not that bad because they just lick it off.
That's true.
Seriously,
it might be fun.
little terror over there. She gets hit. Oh yeah.
Is Bitsy there?
She's over in the cat lounge.
Oh, okay. Which is a box.
Which is a flat with a flat earth t-shirt. Yeah.
Let's see. Thizface writes, I wouldn't trust a Navy drone officer to tell me about here's a troll. Tell me about the flat earth guys. He knows more than he's telling. Wouldn't you agree, Patricia? Well, if we had a Navy drone officer on here, I probably wouldn't trust him either. But since we don't, next question. Come on.
But I interviewed several Navy guys.
But they weren't drone. The guy's saying
but they were. I'm
a
drone pilot officer.
Here's what I have to say about that. Please provide your proof. Send it to me, mssteere@gmail.com. Any proof you've got, and I'm talking proof. Not just speculation, not rumors, not innuendo, proof. And if you have that proof, it will be on my next video. In fact, I'll stop right then and there and make a video with the proof and show your video proof to every single person so we can get rid of Mark Sargent. And Mark will do the same. If there's any proof about me being anything, send it to Mark Sargent, msargent23@comcast.net. And Mark will expose me, because we don't want people who are doing bad things in Flat Earth. However, there's nothing to expose. That's why it's not happened yet. People post things all the time, but they're just talking and creating this stream of negativity that's happening about not just me, not just Mark, but many other people. What about just the fact that we're just good people that found something that we're passionate about and decided to devote our time to? Look at the fruits of our labor. We're not doing anything wrong. I'm interviewing various flat earthers from around the plane with different views, different models, different experiences. And Mark's got his flat earth clues, which woke many of us up. I think people need to wake up one step beyond that and stop doing this. And there's so many people who don't do any of this stupid stuff, but the ones who do, wake up.
Glad you weren't prepared for that response in any way, shape,
I wasn't, but I could go off on it.
I know. It's like, hey, stop being all Captain Bring Down. Stop harshing on my mellow. By the way, I used to be a benchmark for companies who wanted to test their background checks, because people they would do a background on, they would say, okay, people say, yeah, we're going to offer a new background check system for your HR department. It's like, all right, do him. And they would do it on me to see if they could find something. And actually, if they couldn't find the thing, when I got in trouble in college, which I did an episode on, then they wouldn't even hire him. They wouldn't even consider him.
Selling fireworks in college.
Selling fireworks in college. Yeah. But yeah, when they couldn't find that, there's like, what good are you guys? That's all. If you can't find anything, so yeah, good luck. Please, by all means, look me up anytime you want. There's exactly one piece of information that I don't think I've even told Patricia, and I won't tell her. But if you guys can find it on me, I'd love to hear it.
Right. Well,
and
people
it's not bad. No, it's not bad. No, but it's a piece of my history, and if you can find it, then nobody's found anything so far.
There's not even an article on the fireworks thing either. So as far as I know,
yeah, there are in Microfiche. Actually,
okay.
A couple of newspapers, but my name isn't mentioned. Because you're not supposed to mention somebody's name, until the case is over.
Wesley Stace and Flat Earth News Talk says hello.
Flat Earth News with Wes Stace and his Blair Witch camera crew.
Antonio Subaritz says the names of the three wise men or magi of the New Testament were Melchior, Caspar, and Balthazar. The root of Melchizedek is Melchior.
Bonus points if you can say what the three wise men brought to the crib.
Vegan curry.
Oh God.
Venti soy latte, and I don't know, a salad with ginger dressing. Or wait, is that just what I wish I could eat now? Anyway.
You got to eat more.
And Truth Seeker Limited says, Patricia, stop deleting my question and answer it.
Wait, which one?
The one that I already answered about the spacesuit. Thiz Face says, I have the proof. Please
wait, no, let me answer real quick. Look, it's real easy. When Patricia had her logo with Shrimpton, she left it for a really, really long time. And then Sasha changed it, not long ago.
Recently, somewhat recently.
And then when she changed it, Patricia didn't make an announcement. So now Patricia is in the spacesuit. Before it wasn't Patricia, even though it looked like Patricia. Exactly. It wasn't.
So not a mystery. Proof that you're a drone pilot. Bring it. I'm not opposed to it.
You got proof that I'm a drone pilot by all means, because
make a video, by the way. Make one.
Yeah, actually, believe it or not, I'm too old to be a drone pilot.
They have age
yeah. You got to be in your 20s. It's an eyesight, hand-eye thing.
Oh, I see.
You can't be that. I know because when I was doing it,
you got too old and they kicked you out.
I got too old. Like, sorry.
You're like, what can I do next? Flat Earth.
Yeah.
All right. Delta 9 writes, Patricia, Ivy Artist's latest video has your picture in it and Mark's. I really don't understand why. Have you seen it yet? I've seen it. I think it's a piece of art, like all of Ivy Artist's work. And I think what it is those of you who have a negative view on myself or Mark will see it as being a slam against Mark and myself. Those of you who have a positive view on myself and Mark will see it as being a positive view of us. And there are other people in the video as well. So it's one of those things that it's up to you to figure out, because he even says, what do you see? Ivy Artist writes that. So it's up to you to figure out. That's my take on it.
We're not against Ivy Artist, are we?
No, huh? And, Anybody who makes any video, either pro or con about you or anybody, it just helps the overall what you call metrics of the flat earth.
Exactly. Yeah. Any of you trolls here, and I haven't said it for a while, but I'm going to real quick because I think it bears repeating. Which is, if you're trying to debunk the flat earth or troll flat earth, all you're doing, here's the analogy for you. All you're doing is you're firing wooden arrows into a bonfire. It looks like you're doing something, but in fact, you're actually just making it bigger. So by all means, make a whole bunch of videos and make sure you put flat earth in the title, because you're just going to help speed up the metrics.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I say that and I'm giving it away, giving it to you, this is my gift to you. They're not, they still do it anyway because they're compelled to. They can't not do it.
That's if you're anti-flat earth, or if you're anti-individuals in the flat earth, but you're a flat earther, the best way to promote your cause of ball earth or getting rid of the people that you don't like in flat earth is don't do anything. Because the more you talk about flat earth with the people that you don't like in flat earth, the more that becomes a topic.
Yeah.
James Higgs Boson writes, we are used to the 3 states of water, but it seems clear to me that there are other states of water we don't know about, or at least we're not being told.
Actually, there's 4. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
There are?
All nerd arguments start with the word actually. Because they're trying to, well, actually, you know, that H2O has.
So what are the 4 states of water?
There is solid, there is liquid, there is gas, and there's plasma.
Oh, yes, plasma.
There's plasma. So now apparently there might be another state though of, I don't think it's a state as much as it is, I think it's another modification of an element. I think there's another element involved here. It's not, maybe it's not H2O, maybe it's, oh, good Lord, H3O or something, you know, H3O4, whatever it is, the combination.
C3PO, maybe.
Oh my God, you were never a nerd in your life ever, were you? That is so, that's weak, is what that is.
No, sorry.
Did you do anything nerdish ever?
I was in AV class, audio, video, visual class in high school.
That's it?
That's nerdy. That's nerdy because it's all guys. And not that guys are nerdy, but it's nerdy for a girl to be in.
Okay. All right. I see what happened here. So
maybe not these days.
Went to that class. Did you do anything in that class, or did all the guys in that class do all your work?
In that class, because that class had an opportunity for you to broadcast from the in-school TV station and the in-school radio station. That's what we did.
So that's why you did it.
So it was the school, before school would start, instead of like an announcements over a speaker, there'd be a TV, a big TV that would be in the class, and it would play just inside the school. And we'd read the lunch menu and what was, you know, when the prom's going to be and where to buy tickets to the, I don't know, Bake Fest or whatever. Yeah. Hard-hitting news.
Middle school news today, fighting broke out. Yeah.
By the water cooler, or by the water, no, not water cooler. What's it called? The drinking fountain. The drinking. You know, when I was in school, the drinking fountain, I thought it was disgusting. I would never drink out of the drinking fountain ever.
Yeah, but you also,
because everyone's like mouths on it, and
you wouldn't even let people give you hickeys. So
no, of course not.
I'm sorry. On to the next comment.
Wilson Phillips writes, "Gold, frankincense, and myrrh are with the 3 wise men."
Gold star, perfect.
Yes.
I had a listener send me a little bottle of frankincense and myrrh, and I actually use that instead of cologne now. I actually wear frankincense and myrrh.
That is cool.
That is good enough for Jesus. Biblical.
When you put it on, was there a revelation?
Ooh, nice. See what you did there. Even if you probably didn't mean to do it. I did. No, it smells really interesting. It smells, I don't know. There's a certain familiar smell to it. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Cool. I like that idea. Mike Golf writes, could it be possible that satellites are real and floating near the top of the dome? NASA could be lying about space, but all the government lies have a small percentage of truth to make the lie more believable. Mike, yeah, I mean, there's something possible with this new thing we're talking about with water or plasma or C3PO. What I mean is, whatever it is that's there, it's possible that they have something up there. I don't believe it, but you have to say to yourself, maybe there's a possibility. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, but
same thing as me. Like, yeah, but no.
Yeah, but no. Because again, there'd be more satellites taking pictures of other satellites.
Mhm.
And
It'd be like a satellite selfie party up there.
yeah,
and it isn't.
it would. And they would act differently, and they'd have to make up new rules for it. I mean, right now they're still saying that a lot of them are going around at about 18,000 miles an hour, which is, which means you're circling the Earth in what, 90, 100 minutes, something like that.
It's laughable. Sorry, it's just laughable.
Yeah, nope, not buying it. Sorry, but I don't hate the idea. Hey,
anything's possible.
Thinking outside the box, or sphere, or whatever.
Dome. Wilson Phillips says parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Mr. Rich B.O.B. says, I think we all need to make a formal declaration of war, pick it by the thousands, and use what allies we do have in interesting places and attack the globe directly and publicly, bombing news stations and public events, figuratively speaking.
Wow.
Glad he put that figuratively speaking. I was going to get...
or that could be a disclaimer. Was he trying to bait me because of my background in explosives? Maybe. We don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form. Although, if a rocket tipped over in NASA's launch pad and blew up, I wouldn't feel bad either.
They blow up anyway.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. We don't even have to do that.
They do it for us.
Yeah.
If they're even real. It seems to me these days that the launches are completely
that reverse launch. David Weiss did such a great job when he was showing the launch that landed on the barge.
Impossible.
It's like,
so impossible.
Aerodynamically, it is so unbelievably wrong to use that shape to try to land vertically.
But they say that they did that kind of thing on the moon. That they did that on the moon. They landed.
But even the moon thing had sort of a bulky shape to it.
But they say they did. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful.
Shell Glow. Oops, the question just flipped away. Let me find it. Yes, Shell Glow. Hello, Shell Glow. Right. Hey guys, is there a chat box or just this question box? On Monday's show, I only have Q&A, no chat, but all the rest of my shows have chat. But I can never see the chat, so this is a way for there to be sort of like participation with everybody.
Got it.
Yeah. Let's see. Okdina Walker says that you're right, Mark. Canola oil is terrible. Shall not ingest it.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and I had to look it up. And I was completely wrong. I always thought the canola oil was a corn-based product. It is not. Has nothing.
I actually thought it was corn too.
Yeah. Well, why not? Because it starts with a C.
Mm-hmm.
Canola. Oh, it's a funny word for corn oil. Whatever. Mm-hmm. No, it's not. Nope.
Rob says is here to say, has anybody learned anything new in the last 6 months? Evidently not. Back patting, assertions, and conjecture.
Said the troll. Rob. Thanks, Rob.
Please come back again and visit.
Hey, you know what? Obama should stop talking about it. Then maybe we'll stop talking about it.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And new things are being learned all of the time.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Crow 777 and water is the things that Brian Mullen is discovering. Yeah. Just what they talk about on Globebusters. I just watched the most recent show, and there was some interesting aspects of 2 different maps that have been looked at, both of which have their flaws, both of which are very interesting. Yeah, new things are being learned all the time. Grow up, dude.
And also, again, it's for the long haul people, the people that are going to be doing this for a while, like you and me and others. You got to remember that what's more important, at least for me, is the foundation has been laid. The core work that's out there, the bulk videos, your first 50 videos that are so that when you type in flat Earth, when you look through YouTube, they're so strong, or any search engine, when they're so strong at this point that the debunkers and anyone who's against flat Earth, they're just getting lost in the shuffle. You're not even making a dent against that foundation. It's so thick, and they're not going away either. When you get that many hits, nobody's pulling a video like that. You get 100, 200, 500,000 hits or more on a video. Those videos they're going to be up there for a while.
Right.
So again, look at the Marty Leeds thing. He broke 200,000 today.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit hard to find Vsauce now.
Who?
Exactly.
Right.
Next up, Antonio Subarit says, hi, guys. JLB, John LeBon, recently offered to debate me with Nathan acting as moderator. Would you ask anyone interested in listening to a debate between Antonio Subritz and John LeBon, please to go to John LeBon's latest video and leave a comment about it. So his latest video as of today, which is April 18th, 2016.
What are they debating about? John LeBon was a pro flat earther for months and did an entire series called the Globe Skeptic? Shoot.
Yeah, Baller Skeptic Show.
Baller Skeptic.
Actually David Weiss's show, but then John started hosting it, and now it's become, well, John doesn't do it anymore.
So is John against flat Earth now, or is he just trying to start
he's a skeptic about everything. He likes to poke. Yeah.
I suppose as long as he's poking at flat Earth, we'll take it. But
he has some beliefs that go with what we believe, and then some beliefs that don't. So, yeah. But anyway, so if you would like John LeBon, who's the offer to debate Antonio, he's put it out there, and Antonio's like, sure, I'd be willing. So if you want to see that happen, go to John's video and leave a comment about it. So, and then we've got Mark Smithson saying, the best way to beat them is for every single person to throw away their TVs. They'd have to address the public then.
Interesting thought.
How would they address the public? Most people get their information on the TV.
Well, it's becoming less and less, though. Most people.
You could be an Amber Alert, like on your phone.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. The Earth is flat. Imagine that Amber Alert. It would be a flat alert. That'd be great. That's what's going to happen if.
How many shows do I have contracted to do with you?
I think this is the last one.
Okay.
Let's see. Somebody's saying that there's no evidence. It's the same person trolling. It's fine.
I said I just wanted to do research on the internet. And they go, no, you'd be perfect for this. She's really pretty.
Ukdina Walker says, Mark, I'm really looking forward to your next show with that Mason. Sadly, as you know, that'll activate the paranoia gene in many. She says, ha ha ha, F 'em.
Yeah, I don't care if I've already done a show called The Masonic Flat Earth when I went over the tracing boards in some detail. It was 2 hours long. So having this guy want to talk about it, why would I stop him? It's not often you see a Mason that wants to come out and talk about the inner workings of the Masonic order. I mean, well, the last time we've even, hell, the copies of The Great Deception, that book's from the late 70s. And that's what most people, throw around. So, hey, it's 2016. If somebody else wants to chime in, I know not much has changed, but great. We'll take a recent expose, as it were.
Event skeptic Ronnie. Hello, Ronnie says, good evening. Nice number 88. Great work. Wow. It's super hot in the north today. It went from minimum 20 to plus 25, 7 days.
Yeah, remember that's Celsius. So you have to
exactly.
double it and add.
Okay. Well,
30.
so there was a great temperature change. Here it was totally fine in Houston, Texas. Just sort of a I said Greery.
Greery, nice.
It's a Greery day. That's when Greer the cat's around. Every day is a Greery day. No, it was a dreary day. But then this huge storm hit Houston, Texas, and maybe surrounding areas. I'm talking like major flooding. I haven't left my house. I live on the sixth floor of the place I live. But the 7th floor, there's parking and all of that. And so I know that everything is safe where I am because I'm so high, unless we're talking about like a Noah's Ark type flood. But the rain here has been troublesome for many people, and hopefully no one's died, because usually there's car accidents and people trapped, and I don't read mainstream news, so I wouldn't know.
But more importantly, will it affect the social on Friday?
That's the thing I'm worried about. I hope the rain goes away, but generally it does. It will be fine. I believe it will be a wonderful dry evening. Yes, they canceled the flights. But it's only Monday and Friday. We got some time. It'll all work out. Let's see.
Providence.
Event skeptic says he's got a boat if it gets too bad, and also says you can debate JLB. He'll just say all your evidence is speculative. Let's see. Ira writes, Masons believe in concave earth and celestial spheres and have a celestial sphere and a podium in all the lodges.
Yeah, but that's only one of the spheres. The other one is a regular little globe, but I kind of went over that. I'm not going to go into it right now.
Yeah, you can find that video on
Yeah,
the Mark Sargent channel
a
on
Masonic
Strange
Flat
World.
Earth. Yep. Just type in a Masonic Flat Earth into YouTube. You will find it. And tomorrow's show should be interesting. I'm hoping he doesn't back out. I'm hoping somebody doesn't get to him and say, you can't do this.
Yes, it'll be really cool, though. I can't wait.
Would be cool.
Flat Forest writes, FEMA, F-E-M-A, Flat Earth Mass Awakening. Maybe that's what the FEMA camps are for.
Hey, that's good.
And not good.
Flat Earth Mass Awakening.
I like Flat Earth Mass Awakening as a name, but
yeah, but it becomes
not good.
It becomes an FLA.
Mark Smithson writes, you are doing your job, interviewing people. Good job, Patricia. And you, Mark. He's kind of just given the couple trolls that have been in here little slap across the face.
Trolls will be trolls. Again, a wise but very young woman said, haters gonna hate. Hate. Those are words to live by, and probably a t-shirt.
Exactly.
Which she owns the rights to.
This is Alejandro Rubio. This is from Mark. 95% plus of all communication is done by undersea fiber optics. A good argument put forward to those who believe in satellites. How many satellites do we supposedly have in orbit?
Yeah,
and we don't. I know the number varies.
The number varies wildly. I mean, anywhere from 3,000 to 20,000. You have no idea how many are up there. I mean, there's some diagrams that make the Earth look ridiculous. They look like the Earth. If anyone remembers Wall-E, that animated show, when he first left Earth, and he literally was bouncing through satellites because they were so thick around the Earth that he couldn't even, you could almost walk on it. So
we've got Lenny writing 100% proof the Earth spins. Just have a good drink. Everything spins. LOL. Flat.
I hate the spins. I'm hoping I don't get too many of the spins on Friday
But you've got a hotel close by, so.
No, I know, but I'm still planning on spinning.
Ukatina Walker says she wears those essential oils that you wear too. That's neat.
Well, I wonder what that means.
I've got this from Pete. Okay, I've made the decision. I've lifted weights since my early 20s, and although I've never made the gains I'd like, I'm never going to quit. I don't have much, but one thing I do have is dogged determination. Anyway, I've always thought that meat protein was necessary to build muscle. Another lie I swallowed. But have recently been toying with the idea of going vegan, not only for ethical reasons, but overall health reasons as well. So he says, no more killing, no more toxins, no telling what poisons I've consumed over the years. And who knows, maybe I'll even get to see the abs that have been hiding in my midsection forever. They have to be there somewhere, right? That's pretty cute.
Exactly. I got a 6-pack. It's in the fridge. All right.
We already mentioned Aaron and Sasha, not the Sasha of Sasha Cullen, Orphan Red fame, and how they're getting together in LA. And this is from...
I'm really surprised there's not one in New York, by the way.
Yeah, well, yeah, me too. There will be. It's going to take some time. This is from SPA Spa. I'm not sure if this question has ever been brought up, but was wondering what you guys thought. If it is ever proven or admitted that we live on a flat plane, what then? What would the next steps be? How are the people going to really change the way things are run in our world or overcome these superpowers who control the world? I see two scenarios. Either the people will just accept the reasoning for why we were lied to, and or these superpowers will develop a new system of government which will keep us in control. For example, let's say all the governments come out and say we've been wrong about the Earth and our universe with whatever reasoning and explanation. I see that the majority of people will just get over it quickly and eventually accept the story told to them, and the world will continue to go on roughly the same as it is now. Or they will use this as a way to transition into a new system where they are still in control and probably not the full truth is revealed. Yeah. Those two things exactly are the two things that could potentially happen.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think that they will. The easier you want to get yourself off the hook. If I was in the government, you stage something. You have some sort of either a special event which is doomed to destroy us. Everyone run for your lives, or you have a spaceship land and they come out and they say, yeah, we built it and we gave orders that no one was ever to talk about it. So the whole reason why NASA lied was because of us. And people go, oh, okay. They would
That's brilliant. That is a way out for them.
It is a way out for them. That's how you get out.
Flat Earth to the public, but then also that would take away God from everybody, because, and that's probably what they kind of want to do. They would, the aliens would say they were the creators.
You could do it in a day. It would be so at the press conferences. It would take longer to set up the press conferences than the actual conference. Obama would come out and be like, NASA is here pardoned, and all of its affiliates, and that's it.
Just remember this conversation. Not that this other people have said the same thing, but you know how you can go back to one of my Tiger Dan video where he has a famous quote about if he ever goes against the flat Earth, it will be because he's been tortured. I think that was the quote. Yeah. And people have found that from an old video and played it back and made new videos about it.
Of course, what if it changed? Like what if
Mandela effect?
Or the Mandela effect?
Exactly. The what? Who are you?
Huh?
Where am I? Is this thing on? Anyway. So yeah, it's true.
Nerd.
What he writes here, it people would just accept it and go back to the current system, or the government will do something in which they're still in control and the whole truth hasn't been revealed. That would it's either the new world, which we want, or the new world order, which we don't want. Up next on the email train, on the show where they read all the emails, on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. Just a few thoughts I'd like to share. When Adam and Eve disobeyed God in the Garden of Eden, he covered their sins with animal hides, which means obviously that he killed an animal. One thing this shows us is the horrible cost of sin. When we disobey God, either we die or someone or some animal has to die in our place. Wages of sin is death, from Romans 6:23. If we had to live under the Old Testament law, we'd probably sin a lot less, because sacrificing and killing on the altar for something we, not the animal, did would be difficult for people to do, or anyone with half a heart. I'm not vegan yet, but I definitely see where you're coming from. I'm sure more people would be vegan if they themselves had to kill the meat that they're eating. Whenever I look into an animal's eyes, I just want to pet and hug them. My first dog was a beagle named Heidi. After 10 years, she developed a problem with her back and had to be put to sleep. Boy, I never prayed so hard for God to heal her, and never cried so hard when she was suffering or when she died. Sometimes I think I love animals too much. I just know that when I go to heaven, I'm going to see Jesus and Heidi. That kind of stuff makes me want to cry, because we all have family members and pets and want this scenario to be true. Even if we've got this other side of us that might think that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, there's this whole meme of the rainbow bridge that people post on other people's Facebook pages when their pet dies. And it's super cheesy. It just shows all the animals have crossed the rainbow bridge and are in like animal heaven. It's cheesy, but it does kind of choke you up if you've recently lost an animal. So, yeah. Jupiter Smith Music says he's doing a video, and it's going to include lots of different flat earthers. And he's out of Australia, and he's going to put me in there and something about vegan cosmetics, like as a joke. So I hope it's a good video, and I think it's going to be from Jupiter Smith Music. So we'll see that somewhere on YouTube sometime soon. Rebecca emailing me about the clay critters, the fridge magnets that you've already shown. That email here. And hello, Miss Steere. Which one of your cats is guilty about my email last time? Here it is. Again. I'll say Greer, by the way.
Is that Steve?
No, this is John from Quebec. Another Canadian. He says, by the way, about reptilians, I've noticed 3 times that one of my neighbors has shape-shifting eyes. The first time I freaked out, but I know him for 5 years now, and he's a good man, very gentle. Even my dog loves him. So maybe they exist for real, but some of them are good and some are just bad, like everybody else. Who knows? I'd really love to know what you and Mark think about all my theories.
Real quick on reptilians, the problem there is well, that's another word for me. Statistically speaking, if let's say you had a reptilian that was killed in a crosswalk or got run over by a truck, don't they shift back into reptilian form?
Yes, there was an old Star Trek episode. There was a creature that was a woman who's beautiful, and there was always sexy music playing when she would come on the screen, but then she would turn into this looks like an abominable snowman, and she'd shift back and forth. When she died, she went back to the abominable snowman creature. Remember that one?
Oh, the Star Trek movie?
No, Star Trek. One of the original Star Trek episodes,
Really?
old ones, yeah, classic ones.
All right.
It wasn't really a snowman, but it looked like, you know how they made these costumes. It was.
I gotcha. No, I remember the one from the movie when she was with William Shatner.
Movie. Maybe that
It
was from the
It was a
movie.
movie when Shatner was accused of doesn't you know what it was from Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country.
Oh, okay.
The movie.
Maybe. I remember it as being on one of the episodes, but somebody here knows that sort of thing. Here's something else about rapeseed oil from Robin Poe. Says the rapeseed meal leftovers from canola oil was once used in Germany to feed cattle, but they had to stop back in 1980 because it caused cancerous tumors in the cattle. Just think about all the people who ate meat in the 80s. I was one of them. That goes inside your body as well. What could happen? Nothing good. Nothing good at all. Very sad what we're doing to man and beast. Mr. Rich B.O.B. says, actually, like eat my dust, haters, comes from the Bible. I believe the Apostle Paul, the former Pharisee Saul, said, let the haters hate. Really?
Oh, yeah. No, she didn't. Well, I was going to say Britney Spears. Taylor Swift did not. Yeah. Well, she wasn't part of the Disney machine, I don't think. Which give her a little credit.
I'm looking for Greer. I'm like looking around.
Which was she didn't invent haters gonna hate. In fact, the guys from ESPN have been doing that a long time. In fact, that may be the more modern reference is that haters gonna hate, because I'm pretty sure I've been listening to that on ESPN. Stuart Scott may have even done that, but he was also the guy that said it's cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Oh yeah, it is. By the way, ding, CGI cat, ding, gone. That's how we do it around here. It's magic.
Somebody should. And by the way, we didn't really talk about much, but remember that stuffed doll that they put into?
Oh, it's a dog in the UK that they. Yes.
No.
Oh,
No. The ISS footage when the woman with the short black hair was looking for it. She was doing an educational thing, and she reached up and they digitized, they blue screened or green screened in a stuffed animal. I'm going.
Yeah, it just appeared, ding, out of the.
Why would you even? Why would you do that?
And it was not even like a cuddly stuffed animal. It was something weird.
No, it's some iconic.
Maybe it was Russian. Because I didn't recognize what it was.
Maybe.
Yeah. But there was a dog, a stuffed dog. That's another story, another space programming story for children. A dog. I don't know the whole story. I kind of skipped over it because I knew it was space programming. But some young children were part of sending a stuffed dog, a white stuffed dog into space. I don't know.
Oh, right. There's a video on this recently.
There is, and I didn't watch it because
I didn't watch it either because I was like, I've seen everything go up in a weather balloon. I've seen it all.
It's not real. It's fake.
Once they put the dildo up in the weather balloon, it was like, yeah. What? Oh yeah, that was on Maxim Beatty was the guy that showed that. Remember
that really happened?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course.
Why?
Because we're humans. It was probably a guy that thought it up. Women wouldn't have thought that up.
That's dumb.
I know. Hashtag dumb.
Pound dumb.
Pound dumb.
Maybe I shouldn't have used the word pound with the. Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying pound more. Anyone says hashtag, or you mean pound?
Exactly. I've already read that one. I've already read this one. I threw some here. I read that one last time.
So after this, while she's looking for the email, after this, you're going to turn on your last trailer? Yes.
Yes.
For your social?
Let's see. Here we go. From the cat. Hi, I hope you had a great weekend. I enjoyed your live show with Mark. I also watched your show with Stinky Cash, plus several others. With such a prolific library of past shows, I tend to gravitate, pun intended, toward those the hosts I might have seen heard elsewhere. I enjoyed Orphan Red, ODD, Brian Mullen, many others. I like that you've discovered that nearly all rabbit holes lead back to the same source. I've been down so many rabbit holes that I have a reserved seat at the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I'm usually stuck between Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I wonder if they're trying to tell me something.
That you do a lot of drugs? Probably.
All right, let's see. I know I've missed a bunch of things, but I think I've actually done it. I've skim read.
Does that make you feel better?
I feel cleansed. It's just been this, and I know I missed some people's And I'm sorry if I did. Some things get chewed by the cats.
Yeah, it's not an award show. You don't have to worry.
That's true. Let's go back really quick to, before we wrap things up and see if we've got some new Q&A questions in here. This is from Brian from Humana Story, who writes, Mr. Sargent, I recently showed you the information on NASA's publication 1207 talking about a linear aircraft on a flat, non-rotating Earth. What are your thoughts on that? Published in 1988.
Yeah, that circled around. I know Brian's excited because he's getting more into the flat Earth thing.
Which is cool.
But that particular, yes, it is very cool. But that flat Earth, that NASA publication with that thing on the end where it assumed that the vehicles that they were proposing were flying over a flat and stationary Earth, that has circled around for the last few, in fact, it's a couple months old. So we all know about it. It's all good. The club knows. Community at large knows what you're talking about. There's been several videos on it made. So
yes. And Humana Story writes, Mark, speaking of oils, where's my chapstick? You guys have this little inside joke about chapstick.
Right, because
Mark's always putting on chapstick, and then Brian from Humana Story started doing it too. I love inside jokes.
Yeah.
Too bad we don't have any.
Well, no, because I don't like dry lips. And so
dry lips sink ships. That's what I heard. Hans Albert writes, if space is fluid, could the lunar wave be the result of objects trying to enter or leave the waters above?
Say it again.
If space is fluid, could the lunar wave be the result of objects trying to enter or leave the waters above?
Yeah, maybe. If the object's large enough, it'd have to be pretty huge.
Because there's a ripple that's a lunar wave.
Or no, you want to look at something that's really, really interesting. Look up the old STS tether incident. Look that up on YouTube. I believe it's STS, one of the shuttle launches where they supposedly launched a tether, where they had a satellite on a string. We're now looking at Patricia's flower dress and flower necklace. She
was behind the computer and it was really annoying.
Where they supposedly the tether snapped. Now, what was interesting about it was, and I thought about this every time I looked at it, I thought it was interesting, but it didn't make any sense to me. And that was the tether in the distance. When you saw these objects floating around it, they looked like they were floating, not flying. They look like, if you've ever looked in like a really murky pond, all those little things that are like moving in different directions. That's what it looked like. It looked like they were in water. And very, very interesting. So yeah, look up the tether incident or tether UFO. Tether UFOs would probably get it too. You'll see it, but it's really interesting stuff. It also makes you wonder where the heck that footage was taken, or if it was just fake. Whatever it was, it was pretty interesting.
All right, we've got our next Q&A question, which is, as I do believe that all written literature is created by people, all this does prove is that the authors of the Bible knew the earth is flat. I also don't like that most flat earthers refer to God as him, as being masculine. That proves their bias.
No.
Well, I mean, you can use the word man, and mankind kind of means, anything.
Yeah, I know where this person's going because men wrote the Bible and there's only male books of the Bible. But calling it him, yeah, you can call it a her if you wanted to, but it sounds really impersonal.
Yes.
Just know that when I say him or he, or that I assume that the omnipotent can take on any form that he wants.
And is every form and is no form.
Yes.
Just is.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be, humanoid form. You take the appearance of a turtle if you wanted to.
Exactly.
But that would count as well. So something faster.
Yeah. That was from Christian, of all names. Mark writes, maybe the Great Flood took place over the wider plain, which reached miles high, and domes were created as well as tiny humans to now live in. Just a silly thought. There's no such thing as a silly thought, by the way.
No. We open with flat Earth, so anything after that, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Yeah. Let's see. There's somebody here that I haven't asked a question from. Oh, and Flat Forest adds crystal as something that it could be up in the wide blue yonder.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got layers or whatever is up there.
Mark Smithson's got a really great point. He says he's learned more in 6 months than in 40 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
I hear that a lot. Well, because you're
Yeah.
unlearning, not to steal from Yoda,
Right.
but you are.
Let's see. Oh, here's one. Somebody. I'm skipping over because there's some people who've already asked a few questions or made a few statements, and I want to get people who I haven't mentioned before. This is from this Lana, this Lana, writes, Lana observes that any aircraft or rocket going past Mach 2 must be made out of titanium or it suffers heat fractures. How then does a nuclear ICBM exit Earth's atmosphere and re-enter without shielding?
It's good.
What do you think?
Don't know. Don't know. I mean, they go pretty fast, but we don't have accurate velocity charts, I think, once you get up to a certain point because the cameras turn off. You know, it's that loss of signal. It's like, all right, we're getting up to a certain point and camera cut off. And then we resume. Oh, and they're now in the blackness of space and you can't tell, you know, how fast they're going. And so don't know. It's interesting.
Hans Albert says, so Mark and Pat have more than one Croatian girl? Are they raising a bunch of secret flatties?
Why? Did we say we had more than one? We've always said our daughter. We haven't said our daughter.
We only have one daughter, Croatian girl.
Yeah. Come on.
And if you believe that, anyway.
I got a bridge to sell you in Queens.
And it wasn't built with curvature in mind. Let's see. Trisha writes, hello, Patricia. Is it flooding in your area? Yes, indeed. In Houston, Texas, it was. We've got another question that says, what happened to the Morgile? We don't see him on the live shows anymore. Oh, yes, he does have a show, and it's on Saturdays, and you can find it on his The Morgile channel, and it's called The Static Plane Truth, Plane, and he has different people that on, and they kind of do a roundtable show. I've been on a couple of them, but I'm just so busy, and I'd love to be on another one someday when I have a free Saturday. Morgile is still alive and kicking.
Yeah, there's just so many new people that come into this every week. It's like you and I compare notes. It's like, okay, who's this person? Who's this person? You know, and are they just in for the short version where they see flat Earth and say, wow, that's amazing, or the people that say, I'm going to make 10 videos on this.
Ukdina Walker says that clay critters are the best, and Rebecca is her close friend, and she loves her, not in the carnal sense. Hee hee. Those are something that we're going to be giving away.
You don't have to lie to my friends. They're really, she knows Rebecca. Is that how this whole thing happened?
Maybe, I don't really know. Interesting night how people know each other and everyone helps out. Jason Campbell writes, how many people have RSVP'd your events? Will a video be made since it can't be recorded live? I like the idea of getting together, but I'm just not physically capable. Well, Jason, I'm going to have my event actually professionally recorded, the whole thing. I was going to broadcast live on Friday from, it's called La Grilla, and it's in Houston, Texas. It's a restaurant where I'm going to do the Flat Earth Day events at 6 p.m. But the broadcasting live wouldn't work because I would have to bring this microphone and the computer, and their Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough. And then there was the restaurant noise, the hum of the restaurant, the people, the clanking of the silverware, the music. And we're going to be outside as well. I mean, not outside, it's a beautiful covered area, like a porch area with a fire, little pit, and really nice seating. But it wouldn't work with the sound because you can hear some street noise too. So yes, it's going to be professionally filmed and a video will be forthcoming. It may take a while to get that video done since I am not the one recording it. And while Patricia is having hers professionally recorded because she looks like $1 million, I look about $27 and change. So, and I actually need $33. Okay, $33. And because I'll be drinking quite a bit, 6.66 cents. I need plausible deniability. So I won't be filming anything. But anyone that wants to bring their cameras and take pictures and selfies, just know that you'll have to sign a waiver saying that, you know, if you see me crawling to my hotel room. No, it's not going to be that bad. But no, you should film yours. Why not? And I don't know how many people you're going to have. I don't know if I'll hit 30. My one caps out at 30, the room that I have. Now, I've noticed that you're getting more people going to yours than mine, and I'm jealous. Do you see that there could be a reason for that? I think that there's a reason. Well, yeah, it's because people trust me more than they trust you. No, that's not it. It's strictly because of location, I'm sure. Yeah, I agree. Texas is a big place, and there's not many flat earthers here. I think the demographics are a little different. Seattle's a little different, especially this time of year. Although, unfortunately, the weather is not going to be stellar
on.
Well, there's a lot of flat earthers who live near and around where you are, so
fairly close. Well, most of them
Yeah.
are going to be local. Most of them are going to be from Washington, although some from Oregon, Idaho, California, and a few from Canada. But you, I think, have the farthest journeys.
I'm behind you a bit, so I'm expecting between 20 and 25 maybe, but there's still time to RSVP. So mssteere@gmail.com if you want to come. And my channel trailer on my channel will tell you all about it and the location and everything else. Plasma John Doe writes, our greatest slavery is our inability to consider research possibilities. Cannabis, cannabinoids, it's part of the natural endocannabinoid system that we actually have in our bodies. We are surrounded by entities that infect, affect, effect us. Not all are bad. The parasites are there. That is from Plasma John Doe. Pretty wise. I agree with all that.
How many more do you have? Because there's a salad with dolphin safe tuna that's calling my name.
But it wasn't tuna safe tuna because they had to die. So think about it. All right, I guess we're done.
Lecture me all you want.
I know. People have their own beliefs, and many agree with you. And I put it out there, and then some people think, "Hey, yeah, I get that," and other people say, "Nah, not for me." And
well, I wasn't gonna lie to you, just to pander to you.
In fact, I like that about you, that you haven't pretended, or, that part I do respect. I do respect that. Of course, I wish you went vegan. But, what can I do about it?
Maybe if our second marriage works out, and we'll think of something.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did get married and then get divorced. And right.
It's not really recognized here in the States. But
right, exactly. Because it did happen kind of above the waters, above somewhere on a spaceship.
On a spaceship, currently hovering over a Masonic lodge. Ooh, that's good. I'm going to use that tomorrow.
Yeah, use that. All right. So it's a Masonic show tomorrow, the 19th on Strange World on TFR.
Yep.
And it starts at 9 p.m. Central Time. Is that correct?
That is, 7 Pacific, 8 Mountain, 9 Central, 10 Eastern, and 11 if you live in Maine. Right,
exactly. I guess that wraps up another exciting show.
We
had CGI cats. We read emails. We got trolled.
We talked about the social functions. We tried to hook up out Los Angeles. Yeah.
Cats are starting to chew again. Stop.
So always a pleasure.
It has been quite the pleasure. And got some great guests coming up this week. And then my event on Friday with all of you who are attending. And that's it, really.
Yeah.
Until we meet again. Cats. From Mark Sargent and Patricia Steere. Keep it flat.
I got to go to a drone strike meeting.